The two readings that we have on this day are often used by our evangelical brethren. They have one thing in common, that they are fairly keen on saving souls from eternal loss. And therefore they place before their hearers this strong message of life or death. I remember hearing a strong sermon on both of these themes, that of Deuteronomy and that of the gospel way, and the choice between gaining the whole world and losing one's own soul, and losing one's soul and gaining eternal life. What does it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul? A favourite one by the great preacher and evangelist Billy Graham, who actually once was invited even to Poland. So strong was his word, and he was using, interestingly, the podium of even Catholic churches. Open-mindedness on the part of all concerned, for he was a phenomenon of someone who wanted really to do nothing but save souls, and wasn't himself too keen on church politics. All he wanted was the salvation of souls. That actually is a good example. For oftentimes, if we're honest, much of our life is, as it were, maintaining the cogs of a machine, forgetting that it's all for immortal souls and their salvation. For if a machine forgets that, it's not actually functioning well, despite the appearances. But how do we save souls? The first advert is our warmth. That can attract. And actually evangelicals can get it wrong insofar as they can be too insistent in the wrong place and at the wrong time. It can push people away rather than draw them. We need to be careful. There is a word in season and a word out of season. A time to speak and a time to be silent. For the true evangelical attitude begins in the soul. The regard of compassion. Jesus looked at the young man and loved him, and we must do the same. How can this soul before me be kept from damaging itself eternally? It could depend on me today. And so this element of evangelical zeal for souls we can actually cultivate. For if we love Jesus, we cannot bear that he had died in vain for some soul that we have before us who will not avail of Calvary, but opt for death. There is a time no longer to talk about the weather. There is a time no longer just to be socially acceptable. There is a time when Jesus can be Lord of the conversation, and we need the wisdom to know when that time has come. For if we are shy at that time, we are not good fishers of men. We are afraid. And if we are ashamed of the Son of Man, maybe he can be ashamed of us. He did say so. We need to retrieve something of this element of preaching without fear, using the sermon, using the slot that Providence gives us. What is the point of giving people what they want to hear, what they already know, and what will give them more of the feel-good factor. What has become of our popular missions now? We are not challenged. And actually priests themselves are not challenged. We need good, strong retreat work. And Lent is a time for some kind of retreat work. But if we go into the desert, we need to hear something that we don't know or want to hear. Lord, let this Lent make a difference. And use me to save some soul somewhere today, even if I can't see that soul. For you died for each one, and you have asked us to be fishers of men. Oh, make a little